So we just made our filling. I'll show you in a second. So we did 7 to 5 cups of homemade butternut squash. You can do pumpkin. 7 eggs, because we did an extra butternut squash. 2/3 cup of honey, maybe a little more. 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1/4 a teaspoon cloves, ginger, nutmeg. 2 teaspoons of natural vanilla. And we did 3/4 milk. Or yogurt, since we can't have milk in the Gap site yet. And here's what we've come up with. It's pretty good. We're gonna put it in there. After this cools, we will cook it and eat it. So we're going to put our pumpkin pie into our 350 oven and bake it for 35 to 45 minutes, and I'll show you the results.
Hey, so we are almost to 2 months. We're about 10 days out from being 2 months on the GAPS diet. So we're kind of in stage 6 by adding sweet fruit baked goods. So we're moving also into full GAPS because we're going to be adding butternut squash. I'm kind of getting to a point where I'm tired of making the same things over and over. So, and I can't find like a good winter squash in the grocery store. So I'm going to use some frozen butternut squash that I've prepared, cooked and pureed. And we made a pumpkin pie for a Sunday out of that. So here is the recipe for that. And you can't use oat flour for the crust, so we just used all almond flour. And you can't use maple syrup. Can you stop for just a minute? You can't use maple syrup, so we use honey instead of that in this recipe. I was gonna make a nice broccoli raw milk cheese soup tonight for dinner, but I've been sleeping all day. I woke up at 3 a.m., fell asleep at 6 to 6:30, woke up at 8:30, and then took a long nap this afternoon. And I've had just crazy abdominal, like liver-ish pain while I'm sleeping. It's incredible the pain I'm having. So I keep waiting for like a weird like bowel movement to happen, like diarrhea or something, because it just feels like my stomach and my liver is just churning. And I've been working really hard by eating liver. I guess if you have a liver deficiency issue, then you're supposed to eat a liver like the size of the palm of your hand, if you can. I think it's every day. I'm not eating quite that much, but I'm also taking cod liver oil to help with getting some more liver supports in. And then juicing. We're juicing beets. Beets are really good for your liver, and beet kvass. I've been drinking beet kvass, which is a fermented beet beverage. So our backup today for dinner, I'll show you, is eggs. But today we've been slowly adding peppers. Peppers being a nightshade, you have to be careful adding them. But since we eat eggs every day for breakfast, I thought we'd go ahead and saute some peppers and then add them to our over easy eggs. And then we'll have some toppings like a garlic yogurt and some cheese if people want to mix it up, since everybody here is used to eating eggs every single day. And then we'll have cooked apples as well from our freezer. Thankfully, I had some prepped apples ready just to be put in the pan and cooked. And you're not really supposed to eat fruit unless it's avocado with proteins. They actually inhibit the digestion of the fruit, inhibits the digestion of the protein. But we're gonna do it tonight because I'm tired and I'm getting quite burnt out on menu planning, and I think we've been fighting a cold, or our bodies allowed some sort of congestion for certain people to like work through some other detoxing and cleaning out. So I've just been really tired and unmotivated. I've had not much motivation even for things I care about. So I'm gonna try to make it easy. I have a pre-made chicken, 2 chickens cooked in the fridge that I'll just have to crisp up this weekend for dinner. and some bags of green beans. So it should be a pretty easy meal weekend. And hopefully by next week I'll be able to make some more solid meals every meal. Whereas this week it was kind of like, oh, let's have yogurt and celery and peanut butter, which is fine. That's just as fine as well, really. But sometimes everybody's hungry by 2 or 3 if we just have that for lunch. So I'd like to have more soup type meals until we are another month or 2 out, and then just have broth here and there throughout the day. But it is easier to drink so much more broth when the broth's in the soup during your meals. Somehow we ended up with an excess of milk, so I am gonna let my yogurt sit overnight, and it will drain a lot of whey out, and you can actually use it like a cream cheese. It will be cream cheese essentially. So I have a really good recipe for a raw cheesecake, and I'm gonna probably freeze this cream cheese and keep saving up, because you need a decent amount for this. Well, I need it because I have a big family, for a nice big raw cheesecake. And I think we're gonna try to make that by Easter. So by doing little bits here and there, I can make it really easy that week, because Easter week usually ends up being pretty busy. So that is most of our update for this week. Yeah, I'll keep in touch if anything crazy happens to my body as I've been sleeping and all this insomnia and pain. We'll see what happens. I'm sweating. I've been sweating a lot. Anyways, it's all good things. Just you have to have patience and remember that it took you a very long time probably to feel as bad. Most for me, it took me a very long time to feel this bad, and it's going to take a long time in my, in what I'm feeling today. A long time could be a few months compared to a week, to feel relief and start to feel better. So the key, I think, now for us is just having patience and persevering. So always remember, you are the best and you're beautiful.